I've filled this hole and I've leveled it off as best as I can. I've put the weed fabric on. I'll explain how it will go. There's going to be two market garden beds of 75 centimetres, one there and one there, and a 50 centimetre path going down the middle. I've cut this with a soldering iron so the edges are neat, and instead of burning great big holes, I've got cross-cut so I can plant through that, put that back, and there's really not a lot of space left for weeds to come through. And once the plant gets growing, and this will get mulched as well, there'll be very little chance of weeds coming through. There will inevitably be the odd one, but most will be okay. I've not put anything on that side because that's going to be generally a work area with pots and things. I'm not going to plant anything into the ground there. Obviously there's a path there, so I've not put anything there, and I've got some here, and then again, because there's going to be a path down the side of this bed, I'm not going to put anything here. And then we've got these things marked at 30 centimetre intervals, so be one there, and one in the middle. So that's going to make the most efficient use of space, because normally people will put one there, 130 centimetres, one there, 130, and there's great big gaps in between them. Whereas this, for most things, will allow the ground to be completely covered. This side will be more complicated because there will be a beam support here with one set of beams going down this side and a set of beams going down this side, and they will be in a V shape rather than the traditional A shape. It's going to be in a V shape like that. And then we've got places for other things to be planted under the beans, so the beans will shade them slightly but not too much. So the beans go up to here, which matches where the shed is. So the bean support will come up to here, and then here on this side we will have two lots of peas, one on this side and one on this side, and I will sow the seeds, and then once they're up I can put this back. So I'll do that all the way, sow the peas. Once they're up, you can see things are waiting to come out. The weeds don't miss an opportunity, so it's only when the peas are sown that this will be exposed for a bit, and then I will alternate between this side and that side. So I'll sow one lot there, and once they're growing and I'm harvesting them, I'll sow another lot here, and by the time they're ready to be harvested, those will be just about finishing, and then I can sow some more there, and these will be finished and they'll be ready. So I should be able to keep the peas going for quite a long time. I've just about finished this front bed. Just need to sort this bit out, so I need to put something on top of this stump, and then I've got this to cover up. So these are all fresh wood chips. So this area is covered till next year now, and the greenhouse is going to go there. So I'm not planting anything in here because it'll get in the way of me traipsing backwards and forwards trying to build the greenhouse. And this shed and greenhouse are going to get redone in the spring, so this area will be left unplanted until then. We've got vandals. I mean, something's chewed right the way through the stalk of this courgette. Obviously this isn't going to do much anyway now, but the plant is obviously dying. They didn't eat the courgette, it chewed right through the stalk. You can see there's nothing left of it really. So this plant is not long for this world, and the effect of that mini heat wave is that things have started to go to seed. All the pak choi has gone to seed, so I'll pull it all out. Didn't get one bit of pak choi. What the slugs left has gone to seed. Bad year. The peas have just about finished. I've had one last picking, and these are on the way out. But it's the weather's been so bad this year, I'm not going to plant any more peas because it's just too horrible and unpredictable, and the slugs are eating everything, and the rats and mice have gone into super abundance this year. I think it's the warm winter, mild winter, that they've not died off in any numbers, so there's a lot of them, and they're eating everything in sight, things that they wouldn't normally touch. So planting peas now is a non-starter unless you've got sort of serious protection, and I haven't this year. I will next year, but I haven't this year. Other than that, it's just weeding and watering. That takes up pretty much most of my time when I come here, so there's not a lot to see. The sweet corn is doing okay, so I'm going to give that another feed today. I've got one last sunflower plant here, and I'm hoping that will survive, because the one behind it, the slugs are at the top, so that's not going to do much. But I've left it there hoping that the slugs would eat that rather than come and attack this one. I might get a sunflower this year, I may not. Depends on the slugs. Well, another freebie has just arrived. This was left in the car park. It's mostly in good nick. They've cut a hole in the side there, presumably to improve drainage. And this edge is a bit broken, so this edge is broken. No, this is all. But beggars can't be choosers. Free bath is a free bath. It will go along here, but obviously I've got to cut the hedge right back to accommodate it. But I've got those pots there, so if I move them out of the way, I can squeeze it into the hedge more or less, and that should get it out of the way for now. Okay, that'll do. Obviously I can't push it all the way in because of the hedge, but that'll do for now. I've got plenty of space to get a wheelbarrow through there, so it's not going to get in the way. Obviously I'm not going to do anything with it at the moment till I bring the other baths from the allotment, and I need to cut these hedges back, put some more boards round like these, and this privet is starting to really come through again. But this nasturtium that's in the bath is going absolutely bonkers. But the flowers look really beautiful. These ones were meant to be given away to somebody else, so I left them in little pots and they're flowering. This one that's got multiple nasturtium plants in, it's looking absolutely beautiful, and it's starting to tumble over, so yeah, I'm pleased with that. This one that I'd put outside, there was a lot of weeds around it. I didn't have my gloves on, so my neighbour Tony, as he was passing, he says, "Oh, I've got my gloves on, I'll pull the weeds from around it." And he started pulling the weeds and then says, "Oh dear," and he pulled it out by the roots. So we replanted it and gave it some water, but it's not looking happy. This other one over here isn't looking too happy either, so putting her in with all these weeds was a bit of a gamble, but I thought, well, I'd give it a go, see how it goes, because if I feed or water it, the weeds will just suck up everything, and the way the weeds are going at the moment, they're just like going gangbusters, and I just haven't got time. I just haven't got the time to weed these. It was just a little thing to try out, but when I've got time to pay attention to things like flowers outside the allotment, then I'll put another one in, but that won't be this year.